Destruction here too. And from talking to locals, we understand that in the violence in and around the city here, nearly 50 people have been killed, both Uzbeks and Kyrgyz, and nearly 500 people have been injured. In the city's hospital, the injured are crammed into every corner. Uzbeks and Kyrgyz lying side by side. All these young men claim they were innocent bystanders. I was shot in the leg from an armoured vehicle, says this Uzbek man. I got hit by a bullet when I was walking home, says this Kyrgyz. All young men and all with gunshot wounds. What really happened? This amateur video given to us shows the city centre ablaze on Sunday afternoon. These are some of the victims, but it could have been much worse.
At one point, there were 10,000 Kyrgyz men marching on the Uzbek neighbourhoods. I had to go out and beg them, crying, so they wouldn't go there. If they had clashed, the number of victims would have been hundreds of times more.
But there were victims. People like the Karimjanov family. On Monday morning, someone set fire to their house.
We don't understand who have done this to us. I have a Kyrgyz boss. We work side by side with Kyrgyz. There have never been any problems between us before.
Nearly a week after this violence began, the questions still linger. Who started all this and why? Rupert Wingfield-Hayes, BBC News, in Jalalabad.
American officials are calling it unprecedented fraud. The former head of a mortgage lender is accused of embezzling almost $2 billion. Lee Farkas is accused of involvement in fraud since 2002 at the mortgage lender he ran. It's alleged he tried to steal more than $500 million alone from a government scheme meant to help lenders ease the financial crisis. Two men suspected of leading a rebel attack against African Union peacekeepers in Darfur 3 years ago have surrendered to the International Criminal Court to face war crimes charges. Saleh Mohammed Jerbo Jemos and Abdullah Banda Abakar Noren are accused of leading an assault by 1,000 rebel forces. 12 peacekeepers were killed, 8 wounded. A giant statue of Jesus in the American state of Ohio has been destroyed by lightning. The 19-metre sculpture, made of fiberglass and plastic foam, caught fire and burned to the ground. Insurance companies have described the incident, yes, they really have, as an act of God. Let's catch up on the latest World Cup action in South Africa now. The hosts, South Africa, lost in their second game of the tournament against Uruguay in Pretoria, and that was just the second upset of the day. The BBC's Sean Fletcher is in Cape Town.
Yes, South Africa now face an uphill struggle to reach the knockout stage of the World Cup on their own soil. It really was a big blow for the team they call the Bafana. They lost 3-0 to Uruguay. Now, Uruguay's goals, 2 of them came from Diego Forlan. He scored first with a deflected shot. That was in the first half. And as South Africa chased the game, the goalkeeper, Kune, was adjudged to have fouled Luis Suarez. Forlan stepped up to take the penalty, and he scored the second goal from the spot. Then, in injury time, Alvaro Pereira scored the third, so Uruguay completed the rout, winning 3-0, and South Africa will now need to beat France if they're to stand any chance of reaching the knockout stage of the competition. There was also a huge shock when Spain, many people's tournament favourites, lost to Switzerland 1-0. Now, Spain have recently been on a winning run of 15 games. That's a world record, but Gelson Fernandez bundled in the only goal of the game, and the Swiss won 1-0. Spain's next match is against Honduras, and that really is crucial for the European champions. Switzerland topped the group alongside Chile, who also won today. They beat Honduras 1-0. Now, Chile, it was their first victory in the World Cup for 48 years. John Bersajo scored in the 34th minute, and Honduras didn't offer much in attack. And in the second half, Chile almost made it 2-0, but Honduras held on, kept the score down to 1-0. But Chile and Switzerland lead that group, with Spain losing their first game. A bad day for Spain, one of the favourites, and a bad day for the host nation, South Africa.
Sean Fletcher for us there in Cape Town. France is the latest European country to feel the sharp edge of the austerity acts. The government has announced it's raising the retirement age from 60 to 62. President Sarkozy hopes that will show he is serious about the budget deficit. The unions call the idea brutal. From Paris, our correspondent Christian Fraser.
It's an explosive issue here in France, and already it's brought them out onto the streets in their thousands. But today's announcement on pension reform is not entirely unexpected. It means the French will work 2 years longer before retiring, while paying bigger contributions to the pot. It's painful, but President Sarkozy says unavoidable, with the annual pension deficit projected to reach €32 billion by 2010.
The polls suggest that the people of France are generally supportive of change and they understand the need for pension reform. But until now, the government of Nicolas